What's up guys, and welcome back to another video. So today I'm pretty much just going to carry on from where the last video finished. Get this little stud wall in, just refix all this, get this new stud wall in, and then probably look at framing up these ceilings straight after that. I should have enough timber to at least get started on framing that out. See how we go with the stud wall. After that we'll just go grab some more anyway. So get my belt and everything on, get some measurements, get this pinned off and look into it. Alrighty guys, so making good progress on these stud walls. So got that one in with a couple of nails up here framed out. I managed to direct fixing the framing around there for the drop ceiling, but I have run out of the timber that I grabbed the other day. So what I'm going to do is this other room that's getting a drop ceiling too, just going to have a measure up in here of what I need and try and grab all the timber for this and the rest of that at the same time. Because other than that, I think that I need a little bit of framing downstairs. It should be all the framing that I need really. So I'm going to have a quick measure up in there, shoot and get some timber, and then I'll be back. Alrighty guys, so since getting back at the framing, I literally just cut my lengths for up here, got them all screwed off. I'll try and get another view for you. Pretty basic really, because the room's miles from square. I just did 2/4 from that corner because this wall dives in, so I've got a full 2/4 to the center line of that one for screwing off, and then I squared off of that one for these centers the rest of the way. I think that should work out best, and it just means I'll have a little strip along here for another paper join, but it's not too bad. I can't fit oversized sheets in my van. I couldn't be bothered waiting to get them delivered or whatever, because you would have to get like a 2/7 sheet I think, and it's only like another 150mm maybe at one end and 100 at the other, so it's sweet. Little join there, plaster over, should be sweet. So what I might actually do before I get everything out of here and start framing out the next room, I might actually put the couple of sheets of jib that I've got, or plasterboard, keep calling it jib, but the plasterboard over here. Probably going to look at getting those cut and see if I can mount them up on my own. I've got a couple of little jigs already screwed into here. I'm hoping I can just set it into there, push it up, screw it off, do it by myself. If not, if it gets too tricky, I'll just leave it and wait till Trudy's here on Friday. So we'll see how we go. So what, the bungalows back in New Zealand are a lot easier to lift jib into. What the hell, guys? I just went to get ready to bring another sheet up and stuff, and I checked all my stuff, and I think my knife just fell down that old chimney there. There's like a hole that goes all the way down. I heard like a little falling noise before, and now I can't find my Stanley knife anywhere. So instead of getting another knife now, I'm gonna start setting up and fixing the framing to the wall for the ceiling in the other room. It's not ideal, but we'll get set up and start anchoring in this room. Good morning, guys. It is now the next day. So what is it now? Thursday? Yeah, Thursday. I just had a run around and got some more plasterboard stuff ready for tomorrow and some more timber to finish this off. So I'm just gonna finish marking out my centers and pretty much just keep chipping away, getting these timbers up, ready for doing the plasterboarding tomorrow. Alrighty guys, so I managed to get all the framing up for the ceiling because I'm not going to board that just yet. What I might do is, this fireplace is blocked off quite poorly with like just some hardwood, like thin hardboard. I can see there's a heap of shit in behind there. There was already a hole in it. So I'm just going to pull that off, clean it behind it and see what we need to do to block that up properly. Alright guys, that actually came apart pretty sweet. We've got a nice flat face to glue the jib board to, or plasterboard I should say. I think I just put black all over my face. Probably got black all over my face now, I just realised. Shitloads of bricks in there, so these chimney flues are already capped at the roof, like they've been pulled through the roof and re-roofed over. So we don't have to worry about moisture or anything, or rain or anything getting in there at least. But when they were pulling it apart, they must have just let heaps of the bricks fall down, because this one and the room next door both had shitloads of bricks jammed down in the fireplace. So what I'll do is I'll just give this a brush off, give it a clean, get it all ready, so that once we've done some of the jib boarding from the roof, we're bound to have it off cut about that size somewhere, that we can then prep this, get it glued on, pin it in. So quick clean up and then we'll see what's next. So I decided what I'm going to do now is, because I've already got this piece of jib up here, I'm probably going to chuck some of this jib up that I need to put a sheet of jib up here and get this door frame in. So I think I'm just going to spend a little bit more time back in this room, try and get those bits sorted, and then all I need to do tomorrow when Trudy's here to give me a hand is put that side of the ceiling in. It's starting to look a bit like a room now. It's a lot better to actually visualize now, having the door moved from where it was, and it's like 110% better. Like, I'm definitely glad we did it now. Just the drop ceiling to get rid of the angled ceiling, I think will be way better too. And it'll be a lot better for even like the heating efficiency and stuff like that, not having a higher ceiling. So I'm pretty stoked with that. I do have to get some stuff out of my van and get my van ready, because that's going in tomorrow, because it's not charging properly. It's got something wrong with the alternator. So I'm pretty much just gonna have a clean up now and we'll cut to tomorrow when we're getting some more of this jib up and chipping away at a few more jobs. Alrighty guys, so that's enough time lapses for the minute. We've had a busy couple of days. Same thing, didn't film too much, but was pretty productive. Heap of the plasterboard and everything's up, which I'll show you in a minute, but I just want to show you what I got stuck into yesterday, or found / stuck into. So when we were going around like re-scraping all the walls and stuff the other day, I noticed that this window surround, or window frame, edge, whatever you want to call it, was loose. Like all the plaster around the window felt real, like, especially up this side, felt real loose. I had a horrible loose sound. And this, as soon as you like move this just a little bit, the whole thing just came away from the window. The only bit that was fixed was the bottom. All the sides and the top you could wriggle around it, and there was a hell of a draft coming through there as well. I ended up just pulling the plaster off that was around it. There was literally nothing holding the actual windowsill in. They had just literally edged plasterboard in there and pinned it to the side of that and pinned it to the brick and used the plasterboard to hold it, and then just silicone that, which is pretty rugged. So I've gone through and used some 3x2 on the flat, pinned it to the brick, and then pinned the frame to that. So everything's all nice and sturdy now and solid. The only thing is the PVC flashing on the top of the window, which I'll show you now, is missing. It looks like it was there at some point. There's some silicone marks on the outside, but it obviously blew off or whatever, fell off, and it's never been put back on. So I'm wondering if that's why there was a fair bit of water damage around this window, because if it was driving rain blowing against this side, it would have just been like Niagara Falls coming in there. So I'm glad we found that. Got it all fixed up properly now. So I'm just gonna insulate expander foam around it, expander foam the inside where the gap is, and then I'll get a new PVC flashing and pin it up from the outside, and we'll glue it up. And I'm gonna have to do something similar in the middle room window. Just on one side they haven't fixed the frame. The other side seems to be fixed, but just not on one side. So I'm gonna do a similar thing of pinning some 3x2 in there, back to the brick, just so something's actually holding it. But yeah, just thought I'd show you guys that one. This is a bit of a hiccup that sort of came up, but I just got stuck into it. Probably should have filmed a bit more beforehand, but as soon as I saw there's a hair of a gap up the top, I just sort of got stuck into it and got it fixed. But I'll show you what else we got up to. Okay, so for in the small bedroom, finished getting the door frames, that wall's done. And when Trudy came, she gave me a hand and we finished off the rest of the ceiling in here. Got that in. And we also boarded up that wall there. So that's pinned off. And in here, the new drop ceiling is all in as well. So this here is where I need to do some fixing off. I'll try and get it to, there we go, too bright. So there isn't actually, so I believe these cavities were, the cavities next to the windows, I believe were for the old sash windows when they had the weights to help you lift the window up. So I think it's like a common thing here to have those gaps. But I don't think you're supposed to leave the windowsill just flopping in the wind. And in here, I've got the fireplace blocked up. Got a patch in the ceiling there where there was a bit of water damage and the plaster was a bit soft. I do need to finish boarding up this fireplace, but the offcuts I had weren't quite big enough, so I need to get some more sheets. And we went through this whole room and re-scraped everything, scraped all the Artex flat on the ceiling. What else have we done? Just heaps of little stuff that was like time consuming. Trudy did a heap more scraping of more of the backing paper so that it is all nice and clean. So some of the rooms are getting pretty close to ready for the plasterer to start. I pulled the rest of the upstairs radiators off as well, that's what I did. So we are making good progress. I'm gonna get stuck in and do the insulation and stuff on that window. that I just showed you. So get this here, expand the foam that's sealed up, probably get the plasterboard on that and everything, and then move on to the middle room window. Alrighty guys, so this room is pretty much plaster ready. There is a fair bit of like bonding fill that needs doing, obviously, because some of the chunks of loose plaster and stuff. Anything that was like uneven or sticking out, I've gone through with a concrete grinding disc on a grinder as well. I didn't film that because it was horrendously dusty, so I put all the cameras away. Just took all the high spots off the walls, made sure nothing was sticking out. There's a couple of screws in this wall that look like they had been just sort of cut off before the wallpaper went on, but they weren't cut back far enough. They were still poking out a bit, so I went through the grinder and ground all them down. Finished ripping the rest of the skirts off. So that skirt there was actually like hand formed out of plaster to cover the old lead water pipe. I don't know if you can see it there. So that's getting changed out. That's the line from the kitchen, so that is getting changed out anyway. It'll still be behind the skirt, but it'll just be a timber skirt. So that room is pretty well done, ready for plastering. And so is this middle one. So I've done the framing support on that side of the window. I haven't boarded that side yet because I'm gonna see if the plasterer might want to dot and dab this whole wall instead of hardwall bonding the whole thing. You might just want to dot and dab. Either way, that's only took 2 minutes to screw some on there if I need to later on. And also finish ripping the skirts out from in here. Made a bit more of a mess, but pretty much a sweep up in here, and that's ready to plaster as well. So I've now got a load to go to the tip in the van. So I'm going to shoot there and then stop at B&Q on the way back. We're going to do a quick mission to the tip, shoot to B&Q, and hopefully I still have time left to come back here. If not, back in the morning. Okay guys, I just got back with the plasterboard. I just got 3 sheets of standard and 3 sheets of moisture board. I was about to hook into some more work, but I think I will call it for this video, because I just realized this video is probably actually getting quite long already. So cheers for checking out this video guys. Plenty of work got done. Hopefully it was a bit flowery and better than the last video, and hopefully the next video will be even better again. Sort of getting more in the flow of filming things and stuff like that, because it's sort of been rip shit and bust on the timeline. But so yeah, just checking it out guys. Catch you in the next one.